Well, when I first joined here, like that was the plan because I'm not an accountant, I'm not a CPA. It was I'll help out, do some of the bookkeeping and admin stuff. The goal was basically to, build the business, so to speak. And one of the things when I first came in, and even still now, like a lot of businesses, I mean, you can probably relate to this. It's in your head, right? But then like to document it and to like automate it is different. And so that was kind of always the goal. So we started with one, it was called Honeybook, which it's really good. It's actually not built for accountants. And it kind of helped us with like our contracts and payments. And it was like a really good stepping stone. We actually paid a company to help us kind of like build it and teach us it a little bit. I've known about this one, TaxStone, for a while, and it's very specific for what we need. And sure enough, we're at the point where like, we have everything automated in different spots. Can we please just all have it in one? And finally, I did like the webinar or whatever with TaxStone, like, how does this work? And I was convinced. I'm like, yeah, I'll make this work. And so we have templates, so to speak. I would say like our actual ones, like we have existing contracts, like we have pricing, we have like service offers, like all this stuff. So now it's basically just making it work in TaxStone, where I think a lot of programs, especially for like new business owners, people will get I need this CRM, I need to use Kajabi, I need to use this for what? For my business. To do what? Manage stuff. What are you managing? Stuff, work. And it's like, you don't even know like what you have yet. And that's fine. Like all new businesses, like you have to start somewhere. For us, I think it was actually really good that like we were very manual in the beginning, like PDF contracts that they have to sign. And then it was a program like Honeybook. And now it's TaxStone where it's, the contracts, the payments, the client portal, the online signatures for returns, like everything goes through there because it's very specific for taxes and accounting. So I enjoy it. And I guess I've actually never had a job. I've had one job with my hands. So I actually worked at a fix-it shop for like 6 months and I really liked it. I was working with my hands, fixing like microwaves. And I remember the first time I actually like was able to test the microwave and find out the problem and then fix it and I got it to work. Yeah, it was exactly, look at the smile on your face right now. Yeah, it was a very rewarding feeling like, oh, I figured it out, It was really cool to like work with my hands. And I think nowadays with computers and all that stuff, like I'm basically doing that, just like the online version of it. And so our goal right now is basically to have it up and running for tax season, which is in, a few months. And when we come into work, when we hire new employees, we all go to this one place and all of our work, everything that we need is kind of in there. Do we have to then go to different banks to log in for things? Like, yeah, of course. Or, government websites to make payments for people? Like, sure, of course. At the end of the day, though, it's like, hey, this is our hub. We're all here. It's not, I'll get something from here and then get another thing from this place. It's just, you do it because you have to. I think the biggest thing is communication. I'll give you an example. So especially in taxes, have you heard this from people? Is that a lot of times the tax preparation is your preparer says, hey, here's this big Excel document, fill out these forms for us. Well, inevitably you miss some things. And then a week later, hey, we still need you to do this. And then another week later, hey, you still need this. And it's just totally cool. Well, this program TaxStone eliminates a lot of that because it's actually automatic. So we send them a questionnaire, fill this out, and every day they get a reminder until it's done. So that's one thing that's helping us in the data collection, right? Because we don't need humans really for data collection. For interpretation or utilizing it, then you need like, actually I said it to her earlier. You've seen Top Gun Maverick. One of the lines is, he says, it's not the plane, it's the pilot. And I think the same thing. It's not the software, it's the CPA. And so for us, right, we don't need to spend hours requesting documents from people. That's a waste of time. Thank God we have computers nowadays. The actual work of, hey, how are we going to use these things? How are we going to help our clients like minimize their taxes? That, yes, you need somebody. So TaxStone helps us with that. It's easy for the client to get reminders every day. Hey, still like, please fill this out. We don't have to worry about remembering. All the documents that are listed in there, well, it's based upon their answers. They clicked, I own a business. Great. You own a business? Upload these ones. So it takes a lot of like the thinking out for us. So it helps with that. Another thing is the client portal on it is actually really simple. And the phone app is really good. Every client we've had like upload something or use it, it's been 100% right. The more work I put into it, the more work we're going to get out of it and the more help. And kind of the goal, I guess to me, I look at it more like a business owner is I want to build this so that someone else can take over and I don't have to do it anymore. I mean, essentially.
Yeah.
And I've kind of always done it. Like I used to work at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. And, this was 15 years ago. The way they used to do it was one day a week, the system would go down for like maintenance or whatever. Well, we were on the West Coast. We were still open. So we had no computers. Or we had that, like dot matrix with the things on the side that you have to rip off. So basically what I did was like in my head, I kind of was like, well, we need these parts done. So I used to like take the contracts and like kind of pre-do them. And I had them set up for like, okay, this pile was for this pile was for that, just to try and make it quicker. I don't like asking people for documents. Like it gets annoying and I don't think they like it either. So I think it's trying to make it easy. I guess I would say this, when I've been a client, I enjoy having that ease. Cool, let me just upload it. As opposed to, okay, now I got to download it. Now I got to do this. Now I got to change it. It's like, it's too much. Or not too much. It's homework assignments. So when I'm a client, I want it to be easy. Just I'll upload it. I'll give you access. I'll just whatever. I don't want to be involved. Just get it done. Right? Because I don't want to have to remember, oh, I got to do this person's payroll. I got 2 hours. I'd rather just get an email. Oh, hey, remember, you got to do this by the end of tomorrow's work or whatever. Okay, cool. So I try and use it to like help us because I think if people are scared of AI, I mean, I kind of want to ask them, so then do you still have a landline? Do you still have the operator change the button? Like, no. At some point you have to move on and it's going to benefit you. I think a lot of people, kind of like anything, they're worried about changing, I guess. Or maybe it's just like, I don't want to have to change because now I got to learn all this new stuff. And so I think that's part of the reason. I would also say because I don't have the tax and accounting background, I'm not stuck in my ways necessarily. So to me, it's all new. I'm like, yeah, guys, let's start using this program. Great. I think a lot of times the business owner, they're not going to build the operating system. They're not the COO, they're the CEO. I think that's the biggest difference. So here, right, I don't need to do the accounting and tax work, and I need to build this process. Like I'm just building it while they're doing the work, and then vice versa. Now it's going to make it easier. So I think that's one of the other things is, this is going to sound really pompous. It's also really true. I've been told this is that apparently I care about people a lot. You ask my friends, I'm a piece of shit and I don't care about anybody, but apparently I do. And so like, to me, it's like, yeah, if I can make it easier for JT, if I can make it easier for Josh, in the future, hopefully Edwin, and other people. Edwin's next in line. He may not know it yet. But yeah, if I can make it easier for them, yeah, that's the goal. Because same thing, like their skills are better suited applying their tax knowledge and abilities, not requesting documents. So it's like, kind of like, I guess, play my role. Like this is what I can do to help. To go back to your original question, I feel like I'm building something. So that's, I guess, why it's important. I think it's my role. It's how I can help. Because as dumb as it sounds, I actually can't really provide a lot of the services we offer. I can't do a tax return. I can read it for the most part, but like I can't file it. Bookkeeping, some of it I can do, not the easy stuff. I can't do the hard stuff. So like, to me, it's like my contribution is all like the back end stuff. And then, I do sales calls and like other stuff as well. But yeah, like doing our website, doing our email list, the or not operating system, the CRM, like to me, like that's my role and that's what I take care of. And kind of for them, like, I hope they don't actually go in and change stuff. Like, don't waste your time. Like, I'll figure it out. Like, go bang out more returns or, meet with more clients and like get all that stuff done. So yeah, I think that's why it's important to me. It's my role. It's my contribution. It's how I think I can help make it easier for them, improve the company. And ultimately our goal is to make $1 million in revenue. We didn't hit it this year, but like that's our goal, is to finally crack it. If I can make it that much more efficient. And I'll tell you, the first time I actually felt it was the other day. We got a new client and I put all the stuff in TaxDome and I assigned it to like our partner, Josh. And sure enough, he's like, yep, here we go. And like within an hour, he sent a message like, hey, couple questions here on your return for this part. And like, it got done. And I was like, he's not an employee, but it just feels like, okay, someone else is doing the work. Like, great, like now we can go and do other stuff. And so, yeah, right. He doesn't have to worry about requesting documents or wasting his time in emails. He can just get to the work. At the end of the day, right, the amount of money you make, especially as a business owner in general, the money you make, it is a reflection of the problems that you're solving for people. And the more people you can help, the more problems you can solve, the bigger problems you can solve, the more money you're going to make. And I remember our dad used to tell us, he said, you hire good people around you to make you look good. And that's one of the things that he said to us as kids that has like always stuck with me. There's a few other ones as well, but yeah, that one in particular. And especially now, working for myself, it's like, who are we partnering with? Who are we hiring? Who are we working with, like, as clients, like, or they're our clients? Like, yeah, it matters, like, who you surround yourself with. And so I think that's why it's important to me. Like, this is what I can provide to, I guess, help the company. And then selfishly, I want to move abroad. I lived abroad before. I want to live abroad again, and especially working online. Yeah, if I can make this setup go like easily, and I can live in Costa Rica, like we talked about, or I like Asia. Hong Kong's my favorite city in the world. If I could live, it's expensive as hell, but if I could live there and like work online, the hours would be tough, but yeah, like that would be awesome. So for us, we actually don't let people email like documents to us. One, the IRS tells CPAs and accountants you can't do that. The other reason is because, yeah, like, it's just email. It seems less secure. TaxDome, the one we have now, that's part of the thing, encryption and all that. So that's why we tell people, hey, don't email it to me. Upload it to your portal. Now, another reason is I don't want to have to get an email and then drag something to your portal. You have access, just upload it right away. So that's another reason. But yeah, I think it comes off as like very professional as well. If somebody's going to come to us and we're going to ask them to pay us $10, $15, $20,000 for the year, they expect a certain level of like professionalism, service, whatever. And if I'm just like, oh yeah, just type in an email and send it. Okay, fine. Or say, hey, here's our portal with your account where you log in, all your stuff is there, upload it. Oh, they got a portal. Oh, dope. You know what I mean? And especially new business owners that have never like worked with the CPA or don't know what they're walking into, kind of same thing. If they're comparing, to them, it's apples to apples, even though it's not. Like, oh, this one guy has like just an email address. And when I talk to JT and Drew, oh my God, like they have this website, they have a portal, they have this account where I log in. Like it comes off as like a bigger operation than it is, maybe, I guess. But that's another reason. So I think security is one. I think professionalism, I think it sells a lot better to the client as well. The service that I want as a client, I'm trying to make sure that we're providing for them in the same way.